Great-granddad rode in from Kansas with a Bible, a rifle, and borrowed land. Built a house from pine and stubborn hope, and the calluses in his hands. But the drought came slow like a thief at supper, turned strong men bitter in the cold. And somewhere in that starving winter, a quiet kind of blame took hold. It stared at the sky like it owed him mercy, while the crops fell flat in the plain. And there was a year the wind first carried dust on the family name. The year the river swallowed half the fields, Granddad came back from a war he wouldn't name. He carried thunder in his quiet hands and whiskey in the pockets of his shame. Grandma prayed the house would hold together if the Lord was strong and crops would grow. But the nights were loud with broken tempers, and the children learned what fear can sow. You'd stand out past the barn till morning like a man who lost a map to graze. Every Sunday folks would shake his hand, but Monday brought that dust back in its place. There's dust on the family lane tonight, blowing down the road like a runaway train. From the boots of men who ran from truth, and the promises buried under pain. You can't wash your hands in the pouring rain. You can try to walk away the blame, but the wind keeps dragging yesterday back to the family name. Father swore he'd be a better man than the one who raised him hard and cold. But anger is a crooked river, and it pulls you where you said you wouldn't go. He worked the mill till his back was splintered, dreams buried under iron and rust. And when the paycheck barely fed us, the bottle came and finished us. Mama cried beside the kitchen window while the radio hummed soft and plain. And I watched my father turn into the storm he once swore he never became. There's dust on the family name again, blowing through the cracks we try to hide. Every scar passed down like scripture, every wound we bury deep inside. You can run 1,000 county lines, you can change the sound of your name, but the past rides shotgun in your blood with dust on the family name. I left that house before the daylight with a duffel bag and shaking hands. Swore I'd bury every memory somewhere far from this tired land. But mirrors don't forget your bloodline, and the road can't change your bones. I felt that fire inside my chest like a curse that followed me alone. Then one night my little boy was crying from a nightmare he couldn't explain, and I saw 3 shadows in the hallway, all carrying the same old pain. A man ain't born with shame in his blood, but he can choose where it ends. You face the ghosts that built your story, or you pass them down again. So I poured the bottle in the gravel, let the past fall where it came. And I swore my son would never wear that dust upon our name. Let the wind carry it away from the hands of men who learned too late, and the prayers they couldn't say. No more dust on the family name tonight. Let the past fall where it came. 3 long rows behind my shoulders, but the dust stops with my name. No more dust on the family name tonight. Let the wind carry it away. The river still runs past that old farm, but the water moves and so do we. Somewhere a grandfather might forgive me, somewhere my father might be free. And if my son asks where we came from, I'll tell him truth without the shame. There once was dust upon our family, but it doesn't live here anymore.